Welcome back. Welcome to another very special episode of the As Yet Unnamed podcast hosted by me, Kitty, and Coco, my amazing, dear, brilliant, fabulous sister. We're glad you're here. So, we're really excited because today we're talking about all kinds of things, including Elon and SpaceX's recent focus on getting to the moon first, getting that operational, and then hitting Mars. We are also going to go into if you're into tech drama, the Palmer Luckey J-Cal saga, continuing beef. It's been reignited, it's flaring up. And then we're going to talk about the very imminent, basically emergency situation that we're all going to be in tied to AI spam. So we're excited, and let us know what you think, by the way.
Okay, so did you hear the latest news with SpaceX? They have shifted their focus from making it to Mars to making it to the moon.
Wow.
Are you aware of this?
Can you tell me more?
So I guess previously their focus had really been on Mars, making it to Mars, and now they're realizing that A, the moon is going to be faster and maybe more critical.
Well, okay, here's my question. I know there are some people, I guess I have heard of this. I know there are some people who are saying, oh, see, that's where all the elites are going to go after the planetary, what do they call it?
Oh, the geomagnetic excursion, the pole shift.
I don't want to be here for that either.
I don't know if that's why we're going to the moon, to like hide out.
No, I'm saying that's what some people are saying.
Some people are just
some
people say that.
Oh, wow, true. Elon, like you little rascal. It's just for all of you guys to go hide out. It's like, or it's the things he said in his tweet that actually make a lot of sense.
Agreed.
So, I mean, I don't know.
It also seems like, okay, Starship needs somewhere to go. It's ready to fly, as I understand it.
And plus, we've got to get our stuff to the moon.
But yeah, that's exciting.
I think it's incredible. And we have talked about before. So the idea, we could never like re-find this image, but I don't know, a couple of months ago, we saw someone just tweeted an image that was like, here's what a moon base could look like. And it was all these like fun little tubes. And that was the first time I thought like, oh, well, I'd be down with that. I could get on board with that.
Life on the moon.
Yeah. Like, so I think that's part of what inspired us to start another little project, which is, in development right now, but it's a screenplay that
I don't know if we can talk about it yet.
Oh, maybe we can't talk about it, but let's just say that it has a lot to do with the moon and life on the moon and civilization on the moon
and visualizing life on the moon
and like actually how great it could be.
But I actually could see it because I think that obviously Elon has the Optimus robots going. He's got, all kinds of autonomous situations that will make kind of setting up the moon, I think, like a possibility. I can see it. So you send your Starship, you send a few Optimus, they can kind of get things kind of going.
That's another show we'd like to do. We'd like to do a screenplay, or I don't know if this would be like a series or what it would be, but basically it chronicles the lives of those first robots.
On the moon. A little brave little toaster
meets
vibe.
WALL-E.
Meets WALL-E.
But, imagine you're like a sentient little robot and you wake up and you're like, wow, like I'm up here and there's no one else here. That's pretty crazy. Do you think they'll be a little nervous or will they be?
I think there are already some up there. Rovers.
Are they? Well, okay.
So we'll go ask them. We should ask them.
Let's just find out. Like, do you feel, alone? Do you feel scared? I mean, on one hand, it's like, oh, it'd be so scary to be like the only person on a planet. But at the same time, you'd be like, well, at least I don't have to worry about like murderers or sharks or, just predators. You're just up there doing your thing. Well, that we know of.
But I also think that it's because the moon is harder to civilize, supposedly, than Mars due to lack of atmosphere and whatnot. I think if they can pull it off on the moon, Mars should be a piece of cake by the time.
Oh, piece of cake. Absolutely.
Piece of cake.
Super easy.
And, it really, I don't know if you've thought about this, but it goes along with something we like to say, one of our taglines, reverse taglines. You know, people often say, shoot for the moon, you'll land amongst the stars. But we actually think it should be the opposite. You shoot for the stars and you might just land on the moon because that's,
Isn't
closer.
that closer? That has been a confusing point for us for a long time.
So he was aiming for the stars. He's landing on the moon. Like, kind of makes sense.
And then he can get to the stars once they uncover all of the like secrets of the universe that have either been discovered and kept secret or are on the cusp of being discovered. And
right. Or AI helps us discover.
Right.
Or whatever.
Because, it isn't, and this is obviously coming from a non-rocket scientist, but I can understand that
it's a rocket appreciator.
I'm a rocket appreciator. Yeah, absolutely. But it's like, hey, I've seen Interstellar. This isn't really like gonna be the thing. Okay. So obviously we're gonna need a completely different way of doing this. It can't take forever to get there. The wear and tear on the body. We need to be living in Star Wars yesterday. So if they could imagine all that, what's another fun quote? If you can dream it, you can achieve it. So obviously people have already thought about all of this. We just need these brilliant scientists. Just figure it out, guys. Get inspired, figure it out.
All that to say, we're excited about getting to the moon again.
Oh yeah, we think A+, Elon. You keep being you go. Okay, so who doesn't love a good X feud? We want to talk about the Palmer Luckey J-Cal beef, which, if you know anything about it, has been going on for a while. It got dropped briefly, and now we're back. So Palmer Luckey is the founder and CEO of Anduril, and also was the founder of Oculus. And his beef with J-Cal dates back to when he made a contribution to, I don't know if it was just an organization or something related to Republican politics. And I think J-Cal was like a loud voice in the whole controversy surrounding that. And Palmer was sort of ousted from his own company. Clearly, he is a phoenix. He has risen from the ashes, but doesn't appreciate J-Cal. So we get it. So do you want to, where would we start? We could go with, let's raise the stakes and go all in. This is Palmer Luckey. So backing up, the setup is now Palmer is after J-Cal because J-Cal does technically appear in the Epstein files. Okay. Palmer Luckey says, let's raise the stakes and go all in. If Jason lied about visiting the island, he resigns from the podcast. If not, I move on and never again bring up his name, words, or deeds. Okay.
Pretty strong statement there.
And by the way, that was in response to David Sachs saying, J-Cal did not visit the island. Time to move on. Then Palmer was like, okay, fine. Makes that suggestion, and David Sachs agrees with a little handshake. So,
but Palmer Luckey also says he's just that confident.
Mm-hmm.
And we're wondering where that confidence comes from. We personally think the J-Cal target is a red herring distraction and really totally unrelated to some of the horrible, horrific things that actually went on that island. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Right. Like if you look through all of the messages, which I have, obviously, I think it's easy for the public to say, oh, if you're in the Epstein files, like guilty, wrong, like there's some, but they have like obviously kind of limited understanding of any context of like networking. It's completely plausible that like lots of normal people would have had contact with him. I mean, for a number of reasons. So we totally get that. And really the nature of the communications isn't creepy, if we're being real. So I think we would be inclined to say, yeah, J-Cal, innocent, red herring. It's just so obvious the way like some of these articles have been written where they're like Musk, Teal, and blah, blah, blah in the Epstein files. And it's like, okay, well now that, we talked on our last episode about you know, the congressmen who have viewed the unredacted files are saying, oh, yeah, there are big people in there, authors of some of the most like heinous messages, again, including like high level foreign government entities, maybe a sultan. It's like, okay, but we're trying to throw J. Cal under the bus. It seems like a little obvious. And then also Elon, too, it seems really obvious that, you know, of course he's been fundraising for forever. So yeah, he would naturally like be in touch with this type of a person. So all of that's like plausible, feasible, but the fingers are being pointed at them and now J. Cal because of his association with them. But he seems pretty innocent. All of that to say, what's going on with Palmer Luckey? Because he
Why
seems
is he so confident?
very confident. And then how do you prove
we're staying tuned?
Didn't go somewhere? That's obviously kind of a tough one. So
right. I mean, he says if Jason is innocent, it is trivially easy for him to sue me for libel and defamation. This is better and even easier. I don't know what that means. So is he just saying that if J. Cal's really innocent, he'll sue Palmer Luckey? Because that seems like a pain.
It does seem like a pain. I agree. And do they have any like, I'd be really curious to know if there's any element or, you know, any dynamic of their relationship where they like could be friends one day. Or is it just like pure hatred?
It seems like they've tried to come together in the past and it doesn't seem like it's sticking ever. Yeah.
No, it really doesn't.
Not yet.
No. So yeah, stay tuned. It's interesting. These are obviously huge accusations to be lobbying. And I'll just say again, after reading the messages, if J. Cal went to the island, it would be surprising. And for anyone who hasn't like taken a look for themselves, there are other types of, you know, communications in there where people were being like really creepy. It's really obvious that they're up to like disgusting shenanigans. So, I mean, it really seemed pretty like a nothing, basically.
Next topic. You ready for this one?
Of course. Always.
Okay. I wonder if you're going to have an opinion on this one. This is kind of hot off the presses, actually. Nikita Beer, the head of product at Twitter, X, has made a prediction. In less than 90 days, all channels that we thought were safe from spam and automation will be so flooded that they will no longer be usable in any functional sense. iMessage, phone calls, Gmail, and we will have no way to stop it. And honestly, I think it'll be.
That's already.
He said less than 90 days. It's like, yeah, less than 90 days.
That was like 90 days ago for me.
Right. No, but I think it's like you think that, and I think it's like literally he's saying unusable in any functional sense. I mean, that's crazy, but I believe it because I already get calls all day long. From spam that I ignore.
So I would say I am personally inundated with spam calls all day, every day. My email inbox totally inundated with junk. And I'll tell you one platform where it's just extremely egregious, LinkedIn. And I don't think anyone's like super surprised to hear that. I think that's just a total like platform in decline. But the messages that I'm receiving every day, like last week, I got something like, hey, Kitty, what if I told you that we could send 100,000 emails or if we could email 100,000 of your like ideal target customers. And I'm thinking like, I don't want to spam 100,000 people in the way that obviously like this company is going to do that. I would never, that's just not even like an interesting proposal to me. Obviously it's just offensive and scary.
When we've talked about the world where it's like, okay, my bot's going to talk to your bot and then like what's really happening there, you know?
And like, why are we even doing this? So I think that, you know, if you're talking about like the United Nations, like Human Rights Committee, I mean, for what that's worth, it's like, what about saying that we as human beings, like when I arrive in this world, I'm like born, am I just automatically signed up to have to accept, like, hey, your phone, it's going to be like constant people calling you, trying to trick you, trying to sell you something, trying to give you an alleged loan. Like it's going to ring all day from numbers that you don't know, and like people who want to scam you. Your email is like mostly things you don't need. And then like any type of business platform, you're going to be totally inundated by these people who are using AI to inundate you, to convince you to inundate other people with their AI like slop.
Yeah.
And if anything, I wouldn't say I get offended in life, but this I find to be extremely offensive as the junkiest, grossest, like shouldn't be part of the human experience type of thing. And there's so many people just wildly building AI tools like totally out of control, and they don't give a damn about any of this. And I just think that's almost criminal.
Well, it makes me think, about I've never like seen the dark web. I've heard about it. I've heard about the dark web, but I've never actually like seen it.
You haven't been on it?
No, I haven't been on it. I don't know how to get on it, but I'm just thinking like we need a light web where like we can hide out away from like the scammers and stuff. It's only like real people and like, like I don't know.
Or like the people who represent us should be figuring out a way to stop this. Like I, as a human being, I go and sign up to get a phone number, and actually what I'm agreeing to and obligated to is to accept constant daily literal harassment. It's absolutely insane.
Well, that's where I think, we talked a couple podcasts ago about the attention versus intention economy. And I think this is just simply another indicator that we're going to be forced into it. So again, it's not going to be a moral decision. It's going to be an economic decision because,
I think people are really tired of this. And if they think there's another option, they're going to choose it. But, it just shouldn't be like a given. This is the way, this is what you have to accept as a human. It's really, I can't say it enough. I think it's completely absurd.
Well, it's just simply not sustainable. And if Nikita's right, less than 90 days, we won't be able to use our iMessage phone or Gmail. What are we going to use? I guess only time will tell.
I don't like, on that note, it's like, okay, well, I could just go back to a landline. Sure. I mean,
private number, don't give it to anyone.
But we shouldn't have
New
to
email
hide like that.
But I need like a private. I need just. But the whole thing needs to be reworked. We shouldn't have
to hide. These people need to be hunted down.
Now, I do think that Elon is making moves in the right direction. Obviously, Nikita is aware and
is speaking
aligned.
The truth. We appreciate that.
Yeah. So I think if anyone's going to do it or is moving in the right direction, it is actually the people at X. So,
yeah, I agree. Hey, for all of our listeners out there in Salt Lake City area, and also just on like the genealogy community, please come see us at Roots Tech. Get in touch. We're going to be there. We've got something huge to unveil. And we're really looking forward to connecting with this community of people to bring their memories to life in a way that their families can benefit from them that previously just hasn't been possible.